Hey, how's it going, everybody? Well, we're out here doing a little late Saturday content. Didn't have a chance this week to make any content till now. So here we are in our usual spot. Some lanterns burning, a little tobacco burning. I got some Peter Stokkebye proper English in here, which I really enjoy. And I keep it in this nice old Atlas mason jar. So it's nice. This one dates to probably about 1900, 1905, right around there. Picked up at a local antique store for practically nothing. But I find that it keeps pipe tobacco really nice when it has the proper seal on there. It's awesome. Glass. I love glass. Most of you know that I liked embossed glass. And especially the old blue glass for the mason jars are really fun. It's always a draw for something, right? It's interesting. It's different. And it's classic. Yeah. Anyhow, we have a few things to talk about out here. We are burning, of course, the old Santa Fe Ad Lake, just because I like it. We have the old BUHL No.0 with the match safe. Now, I'll bring this one a little front and center. Funny, I'm burning a red globe, and now we hear sirens. I didn't do it, I promise. Anyway, there's always something going on in Monrovia. Always. Never a dull moment, right? You'd think the old sleepy town in the foothills is, pretty uneventful. Well, there's always a fire engine or police car or whatever. And they use Colorado Boulevard as a main thoroughfare, so that's why you always hear sirens most of the time. Anyhow, this thing used to burn really poorly. And about a week ago, I says, that's enough of that. I'm going to get this thing to burn properly. So, I thought, what can be causing its improper burn? Why is it smoking? Well, I've had it since 2019, and at one point it was burning okay, and then the more I burned it, the less it burned okay. So, I says, okay, we're going to figure this out. So I thought maybe the air tubes are clogged. I keep it out here. Maybe a spider got in there and built a little web in there. So I took the old BB shot, that I like to use to unclog air tubes, and I poured my BBs in there and then started shaking her all about, the whole routine that you're probably familiar with now. I did that once, and twice, and thrice. So, put it all back together. Lit it. I'm like, okay, should be good. No, it's still not good. What's going on with that? Well, that's not fair. Well, maybe it's the burner. So I put the burner in another lantern that's similar to size and style, like a square tube lantern, a Dietz OK tubular, actually. So I swapped the burners out, and the burner from this lantern burned fine in that frame. So I'm like, I see. Okay, well, it's not the burner. It's not the fuel. It's not anything, really. What it is? Well, maybe the air tubes are still blocked with something. Well, I did it 3 times pretty vigorously, so that shouldn't be the case. However, I noticed that the burner cone from this lantern was very teeter-tottery, if that's a word. And it's very loose. It's kind of like a kid wearing an adult hat, just loose and, floppy. So I tried the burner cone from the OK and put it on this. Now it's burning perfect. It's burning great. And the funny thing is, this is a steel burner cone on this, or was on the OK, and it should have a brass burner cone. Anyhow, I swapped the cones out for the time being. I will find another burner cone that is brass that will fit this better, because I don't think the brass cone that came with this lantern was the original burner cone, because it should fit snug. It should fit fairly snug, so it's not flopping around. So it actually seals off air and creates a better burn. And right now, as you see, it's burning just fine. So that was more or less the problem that I was having with this burning improperly, was the burner cone. But the burner cone that came off of this lantern burns just fine on the OK, so I did a swap. So for the time being, it's fine. But this is a really fun lantern. It has the little holder for the matches, so it's all self-contained. So you lift the globe, and you have matches in there, and a little strike plate there. So you could take strike anywhere matches and then light the lantern. So it's all self-contained. It's really neat. I like that idea. It's a great concept, and they offered this lantern from the 1890s through the very early 1900s. You can find a round air tube version of this from like 1900, maybe a little later than that, but not much. They did cost a little extra, but they are harder to find now. And they're collectible and people want them. So luckily I didn't pay more for this than I did. I paid a little more than I wanted to, but I wanted it, and so I got it. But when these do turn up on eBay, they do actually attract more bids than what I encountered. So yeah, I'm happy to have it. I'm very lucky to have it. So this is pretty much done. It's a lot happier now. So move that back here, and we got another random thing here on the bench. This is an apple. It's not a plum, but it is an apple. It looks kind of like a plum, but this is an Arkansas Black, and I'll tell you a little bit about the Arkansas Black and why I have it on the bench. Now, the Arkansas Black dates to about the 1840s, 1850s, of course, from Arkansas. It was a variety that was that came from Arkansas in that time, and they grew them in the mountains in the higher elevations. And they are a very sweet apple with a nice tangy flavor, and they are very juicy and crisp on average. And they also have a subtle cinnamon type of flavor to the skin. So if you might be like those types that peel all your apples, you might not want to do it to these because they actually have a nice flavor. And the texture's not bad. It's very nice. It's very crisp, and it's very all around a good apple. And I do like a good apple. I think most of us do, and most of us don't buy apples because most of the apples available at the grocery store are, well, not good. So I understand that. But anyhow, Oak Glen, that's where this apple comes into play. Oak Glen up in the San Bernardino County area north of Yucaipa, out off of the 10 freeway. Take that out there and get off at Live Oak Canyon Road and go up into Oak Glen, and you'll find apple picking and all sorts of fall related harvest type of activities and stores. You can buy fun gift ideas and little knickknacks and stuff, and it's a great day trip. And we always go up there every year around this time so we could pick a bunch of these because they are only available once a year, and these are always nice to have through the holidays. So, and they refrigerate great. If you keep them in the fridge, they'll last at least a year. Can you believe that? And that's one of the reasons why they became popular, is because they could easily be stored in a cold place for at least a year, and you have a good, fantastic apple that long. They're great for baking. They're great for juicing and just eating as they are. And they don't do anything to them. They just grow them, and you pick the ones you think are best, and you can just dust it off and eat it right there. There's no pesticides. They don't treat them or anything or wax them or anything. They're just as they are. Just an honest to goodness fresh apple. So there you go. Also, nice little review on those apples there. Wanted to talk about a possible video that I'm planning with another YouTuber. Now, I've been talking to my friend. She's a good friend of my wife and I, and she's actually very close friends to my wife. And we'll get together with her husband, and we'll just have great conversations, a lot of laughs, and have some good food. And they're good friends of ours. We value them a lot. And she started a YouTube channel, and she talks about classic film. And her main focus is African American history and film and how it all intertwines. And she has a great channel, and we love her content. And she's still gaining traction with the YouTube community. So I wanted to give her a little push and say, check out her videos before we make one together. That's right, we're planning to make one together, and we're going to talk about old time radio. That's a common interest of between the two of us. And my interest of old time radio goes back to the 90s when, there were still stations on the radio, AM and FM, where you could listen to old time radio programs being presented by, a couple hosts. I know Pasadena City College had Same Time, Same Station on Sunday afternoons, and I listened to that all the time. Once I accidentally tripped upon that station and listened to that program, and I was like, what is this? Oh my goodness, it's old time radio. Wow. I think the first show I heard was the Quiz Kids. So I was really intrigued. And then, of course, that sucked me in. And then I started listening to KNX, Drama Hour, and everything. And of course, I had to collect radios of that era as well. Because, who doesn't want to hear one of those shows on a radio from that period? I know I certainly was interested in doing that. So I built a little collection. I still have a good number of my table set radios. In the living room, I have that nice console. But the table radios I've mostly kept because they are easier to store. So I have a couple, and I'm going to bring one out, and we're going to sit around that radio and talk about our favorite shows and a little bit of the backstory and about some of the players and the people that contributed to the medium. And yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be a fun video. So hopefully next weekend we should be able to do that. So I'll hopefully be able to upload that video later that night or maybe on Sunday. So we'll see how that all goes. But it's going to be fun. And I hope you guys will enjoy it. It will be a change of pace. Going to mix it up a little bit and cover a different antique topic like radio. So there you go. Hope you guys will look forward to that. I know I'm looking forward to it. So with that being said, I'm going to get back to my pipe. I'm going to sign off for now and wish you guys a great rest of your weekend. And we'll see you guys again probably on Monday. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a great night. Bye-bye.